Hi everybody, I'm here to report on yesterday's 2-1 defeat to Hearts at Tynecastle. And I should start by saying another example of one step forward, two steps back, because that's what this was. A timely reminder that we're a poor group of players. The manager's not going to be able to do very much with them. We'll just stumble from one game to the next, hoping for the best, because this squad just isn't good enough. We'll be lucky if we end up third the way we're going. Thinking about it, here's a lesson in stats. Stats are absolutely meaningless. Watching it on Sky, after 20 minutes gone, the stats showed that Rangers had had more possession than Hearts, more attempts at goal, more shots on target, albeit it was only the one, more possession in the final third, more touches inside the opposition box. So all good, but what really counts is the eye test. And what we were watching was that Hearts were a better team than us, playing better. They had more energy, drive, determination. They got stuck in. They knew what each guy should be doing. They got forward in numbers and quickly. They closed us down. They were first to the ball. They were first to the second ball. They were superior in the air. In every way, Hearts was a team that was actually better than us and playing better. So forget the stats, they're meaningless. And anybody watching that first half hour, although we held our own for half an hour, knew it was only a matter of time before Rangers lost that game. It was only a question of when and by how many. And in fact, ironically enough, in the first 25 minutes, we actually had two chances. We had a goal chalked off, and we had another header from Raskin who put it over the bar when it should have been in the net. If it had gone in, VAR might have ruled it off for offside. That's debatable, but who knows. But the one that was ruled for offside, when I looked at the replays again, absolutely ridiculous. Fernandes, for a start, should have put his header directly into the net. It was going past the post, so Miovski had to get something on it just to put it into the net, which he did. But when you look at the lines drawn for offside, before the lines are drawn, you see the still frame, and there's a Hearts boot poking out ahead of Miovski's body. You know, he's 2 or 3 players behind or in front of Miovski. So that makes you go, oh, that's interesting. And then when they draw the lines and Miovski's offside by a millimetre or whatever, the line that goes from his shoulder and the top of his body doesn't go straight down. It goes at an angle to where the red line shows him offside. And it actually goes through the boot of the Hearts defender. So if they'd drawn that line straight down, he wouldn't have been offside probably. That guy's boot was probably putting him onside. So anyway, that's just yet another VAR ridiculous decision. No point moaning about it. Hearts would have won anyhow. That might have changed the game, but I sincerely doubt it. Hearts would have won by more, so we can't really complain. On the subject of officiating, anti-Rangers ref Nick Walsh was on his best behaviour. He should have booked 2 Rangers players, Barron and Diomande, but he didn't because, Hearts were 2-0 up, so he didn't need to give them any help, and it would burnish his reputation as far as we were concerned. He let us away with a couple of yellow cards there. Wait to the next big game, see what happens. Anyhow, 2-0 at half time. We knew the game was over. 2 terrible goals to lose. I mean, a lot of people are blaming Jack Butland for the first one. Why? Because he kicked it up the field and Tavernier was waiting for it to come to him. Meanwhile, I think it was wee Devlin got in first, headed it down, started the move. It ended up going for a corner. So how you can blame the goalkeeper for that, I don't know. And then when the corner comes, 2 Hearts guys with 1 Rangers player coming out to meet them. So obviously they just pass it between each other and the other guy gets a free cross into the middle. Goes over Fernandes, he should have got it with his height. And who was the nearest Rangers player to the goal scorer? Our weakest player, Barron, up against their biggest player, Finlay. So it's a no contest, whack, ball's headed into the net. So how people can blame Butland for that, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. You can blame him for the second one, but then again, when the ball gets booted upfield into our area, the edge of our area, the Hearts guy wins the first header, heads it on. Second Hearts guy wins that header. He heads it to Shankland, who runs forward with it. He's at a bad angle. There's no way he's going to score. Oh, and he does, because Butland made an absolute mess of it. He didn't obviously get his positioning correct or his feet correct. So the ball ended up being put between his body and the near post. There was a gap of about 2 feet, and he found it. So that was a shocker from the goalkeeper. I'll blame him for that, but I'm not going to castigate him. He's been our best player the whole season. He's saved us I don't know how many times. So for the people who are eagerly jumping on he's a rubbish goalkeeper, he cost us 2 goals yesterday, absolute nonsense. I hate to think where we would have been if he hadn't been playing this season. So give that up. He was at fault for the second goal. He actually saved us in the second half from Shankland which could have been a third goal. And by the way, although at that point it was 2-0, they could have been, by the time we scored our consolation goal, they could have been 5-6-0 up at that point. I mean, Shankland missed an absolute sitter in the second half, tried to side foot it in. Nice effort, but it went inches by the post, but that was a sitter. That should have been 3-0. And then later on, a nice move. He gets it in the 18-yard line and he fires it to goal. And Butland made a good save, so well done there, Jack. But there's another 2. Shankland could have had a hat-trick yesterday. That's how bad it was. So by the time we scored a consolation, it should have been 4-5, even 6-0. So we got away with one in that sense. And a word for Chimite. At least he kept going. When he came on as sub, he didn't do very much. But that goal, last kick of the ball practically, ball up the middle. It should have been the Hearts defender. I can't remember who it was. Kent or somebody should have just ushered it back to the goalkeeper. But give Chimite's due. He chased it, he sort of barged into the guy, got control of the ball. Nice little prod past the goalkeeper. Good goal, well done. At least it's another goal for him. Another goal. How many has he scored? About 3. So at least he did something in the game. I hear a lot of people saying, can't blame the manager, it's a poor squad of players. You know, Pep wouldn't get a tune out of these guys, they're just substandard, they're never Rangers players. I agree with all that, but Danny Rule has got to take his share of the blame. Why does he keep playing that dud Diomande? He offers nothing. He's more of a liability. He creates more for the opposition. He causes us more danger than the opposition does. And he was hooked at half time, so thankfully that was something. But he should never be playing. He's just an absolute dud. Most of the rest of the players were anonymous, if not poor. Poor like Tavernier, he had another shocker and he was hooked on the hour. Not too soon either. Absolute charlatan now. Punts up to nobody, just wild boots up the park. Terrible crosses, terrible passes, giving it to the opposition. Losing is the guy he should be marking. Guys running past him as if he's not there. Absolutely shocking. So why he gets a game, that's down to the manager. He's playing Aarons as well, who's even worse than Tavernier. So he's got 2 guys on the right hand side, neither of whom should be playing. So that's down to the manager. Why not look for somebody else? Look outside the box. Try Connor Barron at right back. He's more mobile, he gets stuck in, he's got more energy, he can get up and down the flank. He's even a better passer than Aarons or Tavernier. Why not give a guy like that the chance instead of the same old? The rest of them, Raskin was poor as well. In fact, there's another managerial blunder. Second half, it looked as if Raskin was playing just beside the back too. You know, he was so deep, you know, it was ridiculous. He was like a central defender and he was contributing nothing. So he was practically anonymous. Miovski, ditto. Mikey Moore, anonymous as well. The ones I would give pass marks to would be Sterling, Fernandez, Magoma, probably, and Barron, who got stuck in, showed a bit of dig and energy. But the rest of them, either shocking or anonymous. So that some of these picks are down to the manager. So he's got to look at his part in all this and come up with a system and the correct player choice that gives us a better chance against a good team like Hearts, never mind the Motherwells of the world who are up next. So poor show all round. We're really in trouble with this group of players. We need Suter back to at least help in the defence, but when's he coming back? So, next 2 games are at home. We really need to win them, but I don't really have much faith in this group of players actually pulling anything out of the bag now.